Hello? Oh. Oh, okay. We're right on our way. We'll be down there in, 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Okay, bye. Lindsay, we're going to the Great Coral Reef.
In Australia?
In Australia.
In Australia.
Sunglasses on.
It's on.
So on. Ready? Go. Wow. The coral reef looks a lot different than from the plane.
Whew! It's much nicer down here, actually.
It is. I think we can take our shades off.
I think we can too. So, what is this mission? Why are we here to begin with?
Well, Boss Unkelmeyer wanted a report on the organisms that seem to be becoming extinct or endangered.
Otherwise, the coral reef won't be the same.
Because life is miserable and we need beauty in it. So,
for those of you watching this and thinking, I don't know much about the coral reef, here are some quick facts for you. The coral is made up of tiny animals called polyps that are joined together. Corals go through the process of photosynthesis. Due to the necessity of sunlight, corals are mostly found in shallow, clear water, ideally warm water with a lot of movement and few nutrients. Coral reefs are among the most diverse ecosystems due to the wide variety of organisms.
whoa, look at all these organisms. That's crazy.
The organisms include sponges, crustaceans, mollusks, fish, sea turtles, sharks, dolphins, along with many others.
3 animals on the agenda, and it looks like the first one is the hawksbill turtle.
Oh, the hawksbill turtle. Well, the hawksbill turtles are approximately 2 feet long and weigh, on average, between 100 and 150 pounds. They have elongated heads with a beak-like mouth and are a unique species of sea turtles because they have 2 pairs of scales on top of their heads and 2 sets of claws on each flipper. Who would have thought?
Whoa.
They commonly live among coral reefs, and their diets reflect some of the organisms present in the coral reef. What a shocker. The largest nesting population of hawksbills occurs in Australia, where we are. Perfect.
That is perfect.
So I think we know what this means.
Let's go down under. Goggles on.
Check. Here we go.
We're going to swimming.
We're in the water now, looking for the hawksbill turtle. Did you know the coral reef being the main habitat of the hawksbill turtle? With its current destruction, the coral reefs around the world threaten the hawksbill turtle population. They rely on the coral for a home and for food, so the destruction has led to a decline in the population because of the lack of resources.
Oh, you serious?
I know.
And it's like, that's just so unchill, man.
Yeah, like, what's happening with the world?
And also, what's happening with us speaking underwater?
Do we have gills?
We might.
Commercially, the hawksbill turtles are exploited and often captured for their shells. They are involved in products such as leather, perfume, cosmetics, and oil. And their shells are often carved into hair clips, combs, and jewelry.
So, how are they, growing in population size?
They're actually doing much better than they were in recent years, which is something good to see in this dangerous environment of the coral reef. Hawksbill turtles feed on sponges, seagrasses, algae, and shellfish, determining the population of these organisms and playing a key role in the food chain. So they're really helping the organisms that eat them to also grow and keeping the smaller organisms' populations at a lower rate, which is what we need to see. We need a balance. Without the turtles, these organisms would become increasingly abundant, and they could negatively affect the coral reef in a different way, similar to the outbreak of the crown of thorns starfish. I come from a land. You know what my favorite coral reef inhabitant is?
What? What is it?
The Australian sea lion. I haven't seen any pass by us, though.
Oh, Lindsay, I'm so sorry. They're extinct.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Before their extinction, the Australian sea lion was one of the rarest species in the world because it only lived off the shores of Australia. The animals had a blunt snout and ear flaps, making them easily distinguishable. The chocolate brown animals could weigh up to 300 kilograms, or 661 pounds, after eating everything from squid to some small birds. The animals are quite mobile on land, due to their muscular sets of flippers. Ecologically, the sea lion became extinct in the northern region of Australia due to land runoff, which decreased the concentration of food sources. Loose fishing regulations and aquacultures mistakenly trap these animals too. Beginning in the 18th and 19th centuries, sea lions had become hot commodities because of their fur and oil. Tourism was another reason for the extinction. Human contact was too frequent and caused the animals to abandon their colony sites, causing many pups to drown. Sea lions were high in the reef's trophic structure. It helped regulate the abundance of smaller aquatic organisms. With their odd 18-month breeding schedule and the lack of fixed breeding territories, smaller animals may grow rampant. The flow of energy throughout the ecosystem has clearly been disrupted in northern Australia.
Got myself back together.
It's okay. Dugongs, or manatees, are cousins of the cow and dolphin, though larger in size and without a dorsal fin. These animals have rusty brown or gray, thick, smooth skin, and very few teeth, if any. Dugongs weigh from 250 to 300 kilograms and live for years, though their age has been much less. To survive, dugongs need fresh and warm water, as they have no tolerance for cold water and plenty of seagrass to eat. Climate change has been a major reason for its endangered status. The lack of oxygen for seagrasses is due to the coral quickly dying from rising temperatures. Dugongs are very sensitive to the quality and amount of food, and without sufficient food, the dugong will not breed. Seagrasses are also being destroyed by mining, trawling, and land clearing. For many years, Australia did not have laws pertaining specifically to dugongs, and this has become a problem as indigenous tribes consider hunting the animals to be an expression of identity. The fishing, pollution, and boating is a result of economic development and tourism in Australia. All these things cause unnecessary deaths to occur. Like the now extinct sea lion, the dugong resides as a keynote species within the trophic structure of the Great Barrier Reef. As it primarily eats seagrass, the lack of animals eating the seagrass inhibits the ability for the seagrass to regrow. The lowered oxygen and nitrogen levels further kill the coral in the Great Barrier Reef, as well as other organisms that depend on seagrasses for food as well.
Decided to come up to the surface because we were getting pretty tired.
Yeah,
and
I
spending so much
couldn't
time
talk
underwater.
much more underwater.
Whew, there's only so much you can do. So, yeah, now we're above the surface.
Oh, look, something got caught in my skirt, my
Oh.
swimming skirt.
Oh, what could it be?
I think it's a hawksbill turtle.
It does look like a hawksbill turtle.
The markings on its shell look similar.
Who would have thought?
I mean, I would keep it and all because look at how adorable he is. But I think he needs to go back where he belongs.
I think he
which
does.
is in the wild.
Yes.
Humans should not be disrupting this
No.
beautiful ecosystem.
And yet we are. So think about the next time you buy a hair clip, comb, or jewelry.
Exactly. You may be attending a gala and you might want to look nice, but do you really want to bring a turtle with you?
Think about that turtle.
As
you
your
just
date?
saw.
No.
That's what you're doing.
Take a human.